Sup guys, King here, bringing you a live reaction to the latest Attack on Titan chapter 106. So yeah, rough translations come out, and I'm gonna get down to reading it. So let's do it, guys. Definitely not the best day today. I had a very terrible morning. Still feel like crap. Though good news is I've got an appointment, so for my procedure. So hopefully that examination will go well. Doubt it will, but that's next month. So at least I got chapter 107 to look forward to during that period. But yeah, just gotta survive and hold out for another few weeks. Yay! And he frees next week, so that's cool. But anyway, let's go on with the chapter, guys. Let's get on with the chapter. So, okay, it's a bit weird how it starts, but okay. So we're starting with some hands. There's a seashell in someone's hands. If I were to tell you about something like this, I think that you'd get worried over it. So someone's narrating. We're cutting to some ships in the bay. Captain, the team that we sent ahead of us would have landed about 2 hours ago, but there's no news of them. I know that, but the second and third reconnaissance teams are preparing for landing. So we're cutting to I think these Marlye soldiers. I think one of the soldiers behind him, this dude, I think is Yelena. So I think because it looks, no, she had a mustache, didn't she? So because the eye design is a bit weird. It looks similar. My bad. I think this is a flashback of how they got the ships. They've defeated the warrior corps as well as those devils from the island. Corps as well. Those devils from the island are menaces to the world. No matter what, that's the reality of the situation that will communicate back to Marlye. I wanted to ask you something. So narration again. So episode 106, volunteer soldiers. So at that time, 3 years ago. So yeah, this is taking place 3 years, and we're cutting to the we're cutting to the second page. There's Eren lifting one of the ships up on his back. Wow. He's lifting a ship on his back. Guys, how big has Eren gotten that he's able to lift a freaking ship on his back? The winds back to before the winds back. Time winds back to before the invasion of Marlye. By that time, already things had properly changed. Going to page 3, close up of Eren, the attacking Titan. We're getting some Titanic shit here, like people hanging on as they're dropping down. You got one of them screaming, "Hang in there!" Little terrified, and yeah, it's a devil. And next page, you got Eren just carrying that on his back there, and he's going on shore with the ships. People are just watching, hanging on with their life, and he's dropped it onto the ground. Got into the next page, and there is Hanji watching from a cliff. Everyone from Marlye, hello, and welcome to Paradise Island. What a welcoming. Actually, it's welcoming them, like, and you got the soldiers watching her, and there she is, and there's 2 people behind her. Sorry guys, I think I've got like hay fever, so that's why I'm having very trouble breathing through my nose right now. So we got Hanji there. There's someone else behind, I don't know who that is, and then there's Levi behind this dude. My name is Hanji. You've come all this way by crossing the ocean. We're here to welcome you as guests. You must be so tired from your long trip, so feel free to come right this way for some tea. Please enjoy yourselves. Kinder Choco Bobs, guys. These are really nice. Seriously, if you go to Germany, right, you'll have so many different varieties of Kinder than this country has here in the UK. Kinder Milk Slice, Penguin, Kinder Maxi King. Oh god, it's beautiful. It's so rare to get just these ones here, man. I mean, they didn't have these like 5-10 years ago, so it's a miracle. Hey, she's talking about having tea, man, so I'm gonna have my snack, okay? I already have my milk, so this is weird. Oh, the guy behind Hanji, and the one that's in front of Levi, so he's a hostage because he's got his hands tied back. By the way, you'll be one step ahead of the guests who'll be arriving. We'll be such close friends in no time. Don't you think so too, Niccolo-kun? Ugh, he's getting a blade pointed to his back. Captain, please don't worry about me and shoot down these devils. What? What are you trying to say? Okay, so Nicola, this dude is shouting, the prisoner, Captain, please don't worry about me and shoot down these devils. What are you trying to say, Nicola could? And Levi's like, I don't even feel like associating myself with your cheap drama. So you got the captain getting like really intense now, Nicola. So are these guys Russians? Listen up, you devils. Marlye won't ever lend an ear to you of filthy blood. It's not like I'm about to sit down and sip on a cup of pig's piss with you filthy lot. So you really think it's okay to say that kind of insult? You didn't even see the Titanettes behind you. Right, so now they're looking back and yeah, there's Eren standing there watching. Anyway, I wonder how you escape from here. All the soldiers are like, yeah, she's right. How are we gonna get out? Like, you got the captain. We won't yield to the power of you devils. This is a greeting from Marlene. So he's preparing to shoot her. Things are getting tense. Okay, so someone shot something. So there is a bullet. Something did go off and Hanji's like, shit. So we're cutting to the next page and there's Hanji crouching down on a rock. The soldiers behind her. Levi's got his blade on his neck. The artwork looks a bit weird here. You can't even tell that's Levi. You really can't, except for the hair. His eyes and everything just look weird. I don't know if it's just terrible drawing on Isayama's part, which is a bit of a shame. And we're cutting to another short panel, and it's of Mikasa, Connie, Jean, and Sasha aiming a rifle, and Armin, and he's like, what? They all look shocked. So clearly it wasn't Sasha who fired. No, someone else fired. And we're cutting to the next panel, and it's one of the soldiers. One of the Marlene soldiers just shot the captain in the head. What? I was right. It was Yarlina. It is Yarlina. I thought that character looked similar. So yeah, it is Yarlina, Zeke's little girlfriend, henchwoman or whatever. What is the meaning of this Yarlina? Oh, so they know that she's a woman. Oh, that's right, because she sneaked in as a man when she returned to Marlene. My bad, yeah. So yeah, they all knew she was a woman. What is the meaning of this, Yarlina? Toss away your weapons, you guys. Do you? And now we're getting a black dude. I think it's that black dude that helps them out driving the ship. So he was part of the Marlene reconnaissance team. Do as you're told. So they're all dropping their guns, their red 9s and their rifles. Hanji, I'd be honored to accept your invitation. So Yarlina's talking to Hanji. Let's have tea. So all the other soldiers are backing down, and she's like, yeah, let's do it. And there's Eren watching. I've wanted to meet you, Eren. Okay, so we're cutting to the next. I forgot what page we're on because it's all just like sliding down. So if I go up and count everything, I can attempt to count 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on page 10. Page 10, guys. What the hell are their intentions? That huge girl shot her comrade to death. So you've got the guys, the main guys, the kids basically, our core team talking about it, and they've set up camp down below on the beach. Connie's like, who knows? Jean, it doesn't matter if they're allies or enemies. We definitely can't trust them. And Mikasa's pulling on Sasha's hair. Don't fall asleep, Sasha. Sasha's just falling asleep, not giving a crap, then. And I've just realised that she's dead. Oh, this hurts. And Armin's like, but they should have talked it out amongst themselves. It's unbelievably good luck for us to obtain information from them. And there's Eren standing behind Armin. I didn't even recognize him there. Yeah, that's Eren. He's got his little long hair. Yeah, we're really lucky. It was only by chance that I could obstruct the enemy from landing. I had to do something about it. So, on to page 11. So, more camps. We're cutting to Hanji now, examining the red 9 gun. Ah, I see. So that's how this can even fire multiple shots. Yalena's drinking her tea. So Hanji's just there sitting and examining the bullets, the rifle, and the gun while she's having tea. And there's Yalena on the opposite side. That's standard equipment issued to Marlene's soldiers. Marlene's soldiers are composed of 20,000 people per division. Now we're cutting to Hanji and Levi, and they're just like, they're shocked by that estimation, that number of soldiers. In total, there are 50 divisions, so roughly 1 million soldiers. 1 million soldiers, holy shit. So now we're cutting to the table. And, yeah, we're still on page 11. We're cutting to the table, and there's Yalena and the black soldier sitting there, and you've got Levi facing him, and Hanji's facing Yalena. And in addition to that army, we have a total of 21 battleships amongst 3 fleets. On the other hand, we also have remarkable weapon developments. We've been concentrating our efforts on aviation war potential. So on to page 12. And we're back again. So page 12, Hanji's just like confused. Aviation? Don't be so scared. She'll look down on us. Yeah, that's what Levi's thinking to Hanji, and Hanji's looking. She's giving him that look. Levi's giving Hanji a look, saying, "Don't be so scared. She'll look down on us." And Hanji's like, "Understood." So now you got the black dude talking. The point is that it'll cross over the sea and walls. The enemy will appear from the skies as a mobile weapon. Come from the skies. And so Hanji's like getting terrified now. She's getting excited. I think she's scared, and Levi's like, "Hey." So Marlene possesses this sort of power. So for at least a year, why didn't they flat out come to assault us? There are primarily 2 reasons. Even with state-of-the-art weapons to strike Paradise Island, the pure Titans are difficult obstacles to deal with for landing. To Marlene, it was our policy to confine the Eldelian people within the walls. But on the contrary, it's because of their existence that Adelian was protected from the advancement of Marlene. Well, that's amusing. So basically, the Titans that Paradise has gotten rid of now, eradicated, is what stopped Marlene, I guess, from coming there because of the Titans. Because even if they sent these ships, they wouldn't have been able to land because these things were just covering the whole place. So it would have been dangerous for them. And now Levi's like, well, that's amusing. It's amusing because those Titans were essentially protecting them then, in a way. Like, that's funny. However, it'll be dawn soon. It'll be time for the Titans to become active, right? Now it seems as though we can casually have tea outside the walls. So all of the Titans on the island have been killed. Is that the case? So yeah, she's able to figure out that, yeah, they've killed all the Titans. Which surprises Levi and Hanji. Yeah, if so, what will you do about it? One way or another, Marlene's informed of this. No, that's amazing. It's more than we expected. So what's the second reason? Hanji's asking. And I forgot what page we're on. Jesus Christ. Was that page 11 or 12? 12. 13. 14. We're on page 14 now. Because currently Marlene has broken into a state of war with several of our allied nations. To be honest, we're too preoccupied to even think about dealing with Paradise Island. Originally, you were all the reason that war broke out, right? The Jaw and Beast Titans, the pride of Marlene's team of warriors, were defeated. The Colossal and Female Titans, you snatched away the main weapons of Marlene. Marlene happens to be the enemy of many nations. Foreign nations will unite in an instant to oppose them. The war has only just begun. And now Hanji's like, and from your perspective, the people from the devastated country should or shoulder? I think it's trying to say shoulder from the devastated country, shoulder a grudge against Marlene. You seem to be a spy who infiltrated Marlene's army, is that right? Page 15. So Yalena's a spy then? I'm right. No wonder Marlene was betrayed. It was due to your own motives and the fact that you don't have support, right? In terms of intel and such, well, we shouldn't call it something like that. My hometown was snatched away by Marlene, and then we were drafted as soldiers. We were completely powerless. We were in a situation where we were losing our strong will to rebel against this large nation. That is, until he guided us. Page 16. So now we're cutting to Zeke. So the Marlene came to their country and basically took them over. But then they were liberated by Zeke, a fearsome titan who was called a devil by the people of the world and Marlene. But to me, he looked like something else completely different. So we're getting a shot of Zeke in the water, in the sea, and he's actually protecting Yarlina, like the boats and shit, because there you got these ships there, this fleet on the distance, and they're firing, and he's there, like taking, like, he's a god. We were helpless, but he showed us that there was hope. 17. We shot down a high-ranking officer under the orders of Zeke Yeager. We are volunteer soldiers from the anti-Marlyean faction. So this just surprised the shit out of Levi and Hanji. Our purpose is the liberation of the Idalian people. Wow, okay, so these guys are spies, people from different countries that were taken over by Marlene, and then they were protected by Zeke, and he is their leader secretly, who is leading an anti-Marlene unit to save the people of Idalia. Okay, so I don't know, I feel like there's more going on to this than meets the eye, man. Like, I don't 100% trust Zeke yet. Seriously, I don't. Like, I feel like that dude's hiding a lot more than he's letting on. I think we're on page 18 now. So we're cutting to the courtroom. So I think we're going to see Historia here, I'm hoping. Zeke Yeager's demands are as follows. Within the time that he has left, he is to be accepted by Paradise Island. As for his younger half-brother, who is endowed with the Founding Titan, he is to meet with Eren Yeager. 19. On the now we're cutting to Levi and Hanji. On the condition that the safety of Paradise Island is guaranteed, we will begin to offer the latest technology for weaponry. So we're seeing Historia, we're seeing Zachary. There's Zachary there. They don't look any different, really. Maybe Zachary's lost a bit of weight. Obviously, Historia's grown a bit, but that's about it, really. We're cutting to Jean, Sasha, Connie, and we will also become introdermians to existing friendly nations. And now we're seeing Pixis here, and that dude that was sort of like rivals with Erwin, and provides support for intelligence gathering as it relates to Marlene. I think 19 now. Hanji's not wearing. I don't think Hanji's wearing an eye patch now. She's wearing these glasses, like. But then you've got like the eye patch going there. Weird. Oh no, the eye patch is on this side, isn't it? So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's not certain that anyone or anything will survive, even though the survival of the Italian people is our objective. That's out of the question. Are you seriously buying into such a stupid story? Our enemy is the Beast Titan, right? He transformed the villagers of Regard into Titans. He struck fear into everyone within the walls. Wasn't he the ringleader who massacred the Survey Corps until they were all on the verge of being annihilated? Such impudence, how dare he? And now Zach Clary's talking. The motive has been consistent from the beginning, to recover the Founding Titan. It's not like we'd resort to friendly talk and negotiations just because brute force didn't work. Now Pixis, that's something that the enemy should be aware of as well. But firstly, we ought to listen to the terms of the leader from their declaration. I'll continue with Zeke. We'll resolve all of the Idalian people's problems in a single blow. A secret plan was left behind. What is a secret plan? I'm thinking Eren knows about this because we're cutting to the main trio. In order to conduct that secret plan, it requires some things: the Founding Titan and a Titan who possesses the blood of the royal family. A Titan who possesses, so it's not someone who possesses the blood of the royal family, but a Titan who possesses the blood of the royal family. So okay, and Eren's realizing something. Now we're cutting to Armin with short little hair and. Oh yeah, by the way, Eren looks like Gabby. I'm just going to say that right now. And it's freaky and annoying. He seriously looks like his mom right now, and less like his dad. If those two were to be assembled, the world would then be saved. However, that secret plan will be diverged and can only be done once all the conditions have been met. I can't stand listening to it. It's something that will severely underestimate. So Eren's now getting up, but it's true. This feels like similar to when Eren was in the courtroom the first time and no one was believing him. So I feel like we're going to get like a symbolism of differences here. Like that time when he tried to say something and no one believed him. Now he's going to stand up because that's pretty much what's going on. He's standing up. Every ear and eye is on him now. I remember it. Just once I was able to activate the power of the Founding Titan. For a moment I came in contact with a Titan possesses the blood of the royal family. So we're getting a flashback to Diane when he punched her. The face of that Titan was the same as the person in the photograph that my father left behind. It was the same as Deanne Fritz's face. By chance, on that day, for an instant, I touched Deanne Fritz, who was wandering as a pure Titan, so that predicament was theorized. In other words, Mikos was like shocked as hell. In other words, it's clear that Deanne's son is Zeke, right? As a means to circumvent the vow to renounce war. It's the only hope left for us Italian people. So Mikos is just shocked at this, and we kind of see Historia's eyes light up as well, like. But it feels like this is the first. I don't know. I mean, surely Eren realized this before, unless he's realizing it now, and now he's letting them all know. But like, there are tens of millions of Titans that are dormant within the walls. The Titans will trample the world. That condition is the active addition of the earthen rambling. What's interesting though about the Titans from the walls is that they're like on fire and that, but that could just be the background, like the flames from whatever they destroyed burning in the background. Cutting back to the courtroom. Armin's asking him, Eren, now we're cutting to Levi. Why have you been so silent about all of this up until now? And Eren's going back to quietness, obviously because of his story. He didn't want to put it in danger. Now we're cutting to his story because I was worried about what would happen to Historia. I couldn't let her become a Titan based on my unreliable information. I thought about this. It was a rash decision, but I'll admit to it. We'll listen to that closely later. But if we were to assume this to be true, that means this would be consistent with Zeke's secret plan. Are you insane? You feel as though we can trust those guys? The whole gold room's now just like shouting and shit. So, Eren knew about this, but he wasn't sure. And now that they've gotten this letter, this info from Zeke, it confirms his suspicions. And now he's letting them all know. And now, now that they have a Titan with royal blood, they can just simply go and get him. And they don't have to hurt Historia for it, so he's right, there are many enemies. You won't know what will happen if you stay on the island. All of them should be hung to death. No, we can't do that either. In order to protect this island. So this is Hanji now talking, giving her reasons, I think, for why they won't kill the soldiers. In order to protect this island from Marlene's reconnaissance ships, we need the power of the volunteer soldiers and her comrades. So now we're cutting to the yard, the beach or whatever. If we don't have wireless communications, we are the first reconnaissance ship team. Please respond. So you've got the other reconnaissance ships trying to contact the other reconnaissance ships that have gone ahead. We are the second reconnaissance ship team. Thank goodness. We are stranded. Please quickly send... Yalena's now talking on the other end. So she's tricking them, telling them to come forward. So two of them, I think, are going in. We'll head straight towards you. Send over your location info. Understood. Understood. That inland, eh? What's the plan? Relax. 2 reconnaissance ships are heading your way. So you've got these guys. You've got these guys on a boat. And the ships. And they're heading out. Hey, are you safe? You'll be alright. So the ship that Eren, I think, sunk, pulled, I think he sort of left it in the water now to make it look like it's crashed on the rocks or something. And you got people in the lifeboats going there. Hey, are you safe? You'll be alright. And there's a flash in the water, I think. No, it's Armin. He's coming out. He's coming out from behind the ship. The Colossal Titan. How? That's the enemy. The ship is done for. Hurry, jump in. So Eren sneaked in from... Armin sneaked in from behind. So you got one of those dudes. He's got a pistol pointed at his head. It's Levi and the other soldiers. Welcome to the dirty island of the filthy devils. Enjoy our hospitality. Help yourself to some pig piss. I'm loving Levi's sense of humor here. He's just sort of throwing what they're thinking back into their faces. It's fine if you refuse. You don't have permission for landing. I'll be tough, but you can swim back home. Oh, you don't have permission for landing. It'll be tough, but you can swim back home. Now we're cutting to Armin. He's the one who's narrating. Back then, it was fun. Certainly, us Italians were feared and hated by the world, and yet we don't even know the faces of those from across the sea. So they've tied these guys up in chains, ropes or whatever, and they're leading them away. We're cutting to the black dude and Yelena with Levi, but as for those people from across the sea, they weren't only enemies. They weren't only enemies. And now we're cut into a room and everyone is organizing and talking. I'm sorry I keep referring to him as the black dude. Like, I don't know his name, man. Like, they haven't really... I think they mentioned it last chapter, but I didn't really... I can't say it, or I can't say it. I don't know how to say his name, man. So he's talking now. It's let's manufacture the most needed things for this island. This is called a harbor, so they're gonna make a harbor then, okay? There's Connie. A harbor, eh? Kids would be delighted. Jean, this isn't a playground. I wonder if they'll even build a mixed gender bathhouse. And there's Sasha with, like, dripping down. It's not a hot springs, you pervert. Will there be anything delicious? Back to the dude. It's not about food. This is, and now it's Hanji, a location where you can safely dock your ship. I see. So with the ships that we seize, we can use them to establish, comments with others in the sea. That's right, Miss Hanji. So the writer here who's translating this is referring to Hanji as Miss Hanji. So yeah, this is a place that'll connect you with the world. That's amazing. Oh, Onyakupo. But where are the children, Connie? Where are the children going to play? Hot springs is important too, Jean. Joshua. By the way, Onyakupo, how is your skin black? Someone actually said it. Thank you. This is such a curious thing, because think about it. We've never seen mixed coloured or other coloured people in Paradise ever since the beginning of the series. Like, it's just been white folks. So the fact you've got this black dude there, like, surely some of them are curious, right? Like, why they look different. And you've got Sasha asking that. That's cool. Like, yeah, it's not racist. It's a curiosity. Why are you different? Like, it's interesting for them to learn and to know, because this is the first time they're interacting with different people. The one who created us had this way of thinking, that it would be more interesting to have different types of people. The people who become Titans, the subjects of Ymir, are the same. We all exist because he desired it. So Armin's now asking. So this is sort of like a mind blow for these guys. Like, he's basically saying we're all the same. Basically, God, essentially, like, he made us that way as well. We're the same. And Armin's like, so who made us? The one being who bestowed power to the founder, Ymir. In other words, God. So this is interesting. Oyapoku is saying God is the one who bestowed the Titans to the Idolians, not the devil. In stories, it's the devil. Okay, Ymir made a deal with the devil, but he's saying it was God, and that same God is who made the entire world. Like, he's basically saying we're all equal here. Like, you've got Yarlina, who's just, like, very unhappy about this. Now he's saying some people think so. Just thinking about it is freedom, right? I guess, because then everyone is equal, right? There's no racism, there's no this and that, devils and that. Everyone is free. So you've got these guys building, basically, and the world is much more complicated, implying that there are things we do not yet know. So now you've got them eating different foods. There's clams, lobster, sea clams. So they're trying new things. You've got the characters just like, what's with this cooking? Connie's just like, yeah, Connie, Mikasa, Sasha, Armin, and Jean are just like, we're eating this. And it's Yarlina and the other Marlene anti-soldiers cooking this. Is this the first time you've had seafood? Niccolo is a master of Marlene cuisine. Damn it, why me? If you don't like it, then don't eat it, you Idolians. You guys are something like... Sasha just bit into the lobster. God, it's delicious. No fair, Sasha. Niccolo, you're a genius. Oh, Niccolo's getting a bit happy. Like, he's turning. You can tell if this was collared, he'd be turning pink. Like, there's a cleaner way to eat. I'm starting with this. There's still more. You can eat slower. So he's getting kind of happy that someone's praised him for that. Like, he was getting rude to them. Now he's like, sort of like, yeah, hold on. Like, let me bring you more for you to eat. Take it easy. So now we're cutting to Eren, and he's shooting. I think that's Eren, and he's firing a rifle, and he's with Mikasa and Armin. The harbour will be completed soon. Seems like they progressed quickly since we borrowed the power of Marleyan engineers. They cooperate so well. Well, at first they were suspicious of one another, so it wasn't going too smoothly at all. But as time went on, they addressed and faced one another without titles. So yeah, Armin and Hunchy with that dude who was kind of insulting them. He's explaining how trains and everything work. Armin's just very happy working with these. That dude's happy. We certainly understand each other. Eren is not agreeing. You can tell from his facial reaction he's not agreeing with all. Mikasa and Armin are smiling. They're happy about this. But Eren's just like, Armin, did you see something in Bertolt's memories? Nope. Nothing useful in particular. We don't have much time. Zeke's lifespan won't be longer than 3 more years. Yeah, but not only that. At this rate, we'll be proceeding according to Yelena and her comrades' strategies. Are there problems? Mika says, are there problems with it? She said that we're seriously going to threaten the world with the earthen rambling. She said that we're seriously going to threaten the world with the earthling marine, and that there's no other technique to protect the Idalian people. So he's questioning this. Well, it'll truly be a nightmare that will strike the world with fear. He's having second thoughts about this, perhaps. I think he doesn't want to do this, like do the whole unleash the War Titans. But can't we discuss it together before then? Once we have the harbour, we'll be able to discuss with Marlene and other people around the world. If we could solve our misunderstandings. So Eren's just like, misunderstandings? What do you mean by misunderstandings? That's why I'm saying that we wouldn't be feared. From the viewpoint of the rest of the world, we are monsters who transform into titans. There's no misunderstanding there, right? So now Mikasa and Armin have just sort of both like, their smiles have disappeared. But now Mika's like questioning Eren now, but we've been making friends with the Marlene people too. Eren's just like, with who? Most of the Marlene soldiers are glaring at the walls of the camp. Well, if we give them some time. And so? Armin's like, we need time. That's right. For the sake of buying some time, we ought to do something to prevent any interference. So he's shooting his rifle. So Eren shoots his rifle, and then we cut to Sasha getting shot. Which basically symbolizes in the most obvious way that because of Eren's actions, Sasha got killed. So if anyone's to blame for Sasha's death, it's not Gabby, it's Eren. So we're back to narrations, maybe. Cut into Armin crying, there was a different way. Sasha dead, mouth just dropping out, things could have happened. And now we're cutting to the blip, it's landed, people are exiting. That's all I can think about. They're bringing Sasha's corpse out. There's Gabby and Falcom. They've got them. Now we're cutting to Hanji, Yelena, Zeke, and Oyoboku staring. Cutting to Eren just from the back with his hair down. Levi. And now we're cutting to Armin again. His hair is short now. He's wearing his uniform. Today there were funerals for the 8 people who had died from the campaign, including Sasha. So the seashell is in Armin's hands. So the person that's been narrating from the beginning of this chapter has been Armin, basically. I intended to understand Eren more than anyone else. Even more than Mikasa, but I don't even know anymore. Cut into when they were... Oh no, that's weird. Eren even intended to do it alone. Even by cooperating with Eren, or even by abandoning him, which would have been the worst option. Eren, okay. So he's questioning what would have been the better option. Eren even intended to do it alone, even by cooperating with Eren, or even by abandoning him, which would have been... I have to say, one of the characters in this panel here, you've got Levi, Mikasa, Onyopaku, Connie in the back, Sasha, Armin... thing, but then it looks like I don't know if that's meant to be Eren next to Hanchi, but it looks like Gabby, man. Like, anyway, we're cutting to another shot, and it's of rubble and corpses. At any rate, numerous people were killed. Battleships, military soldiers, and civilians were all dragged into this. It was the same as what happened to us on that day. Everything was suddenly snatched away. But if their naval port is going strong, the Marlyean forces will immediately launch an attack upon this island in retaliation. Our path to reconciliation has been cut off, but we had no other choice. Just like the day that you guys did it. Right, Annie? Wow. So we've cut into the final... No, it's not the final page yet, but it's Annie in the crystal. After so many years, we're finally seeing Annie. Still looking the same, still looking young. Please answer me with something. Interesting that Armin is talking to her. I imagine Berthold's memories are of caring for Annie have grown into Armin, so he's showing affection to her. And I imagine this is going to be at least similar to what will potentially happen should the Jaw Titan ever confront Historia because of Ymir's memories in Pollux. So there'll obviously be something there if he ever meets her face to face. So I imagine this is a setup for that. So now we're cut into the people in Paradise Island celebrating, reading the news. Carriages warring, and we see Zeke in one of the carriages. So it was reported as a victory. Isn't it dreadful to not know anything? And he's talking to Levi. Zeke is talking to Levi. His hands aren't even cuffed. The dude is free as hell. I'm going to kill you and send back your dead body to Marlene. Your conspiracy will become clear. Your grandmother and grandfather are dead, right? Well, Levi's like pissed, man. He's making it known, like he's taking no shit from him. And so, if your so-called secret plan is indeed genuine, then I'll wait just a bit longer before I mince you. I don't mind one way or another. Zeke's like, I'm grateful for your lenient words, but you'll make me meet up with Eren soon. Eh? Won't you stop glaring at me? And now we're cutting to... I don't get it. I'm grateful for your lenient words, but you'll make me meet up with Eren. Okay, we're cutting to Falcom and Gabby. They're sharing the same cell. And then we're cutting to Tombstones with Mikasa. If we don't win, we'll die. If we win, we'll survive. And now we're cutting to Eren showering, tying his hair back. If we don't fight, we can't win. And he's looking into the mirror. So fight and fight. His reflection staring back at him. He's got abs. He's got the hair tied back. Like, dude, like Eren's taking my style, man. Like, oh. And so each of them begin to advance forward onto their own decisive, non-intersecting paths to be continued in the next issue. Funny thing about the sink here, like it's filling up, but there's a ball underneath. I think that catches all the water. So that's funny how that's designed. But yeah, interesting chapter, guys. So yeah, I believe that is the end. I assume it's the end of the Marlene arc. We won't know until next month. In other words, if next month cuts back to Marlene, then we're still on the Marlene arc. But if it doesn't, then that means we're potentially moving on to a 1-volume mini arc, or we're entering potentially what is the final arc, because all of these arcs usually last only 4 to 5 volumes. So yeah, anything can happen at this point. We're definitely nearing the end of the series, I think. But yeah, this was an interesting chapter. You kind of get the different viewpoints of Armin and Eren then at this point. Armin and essentially Mikasa are definitely on the side of making friends with these guys, of bringing in allies and working and corrupting together. Eren, on the other hand, is like, nope, we need to fight. We just need to fight. We need to fight the enemy. We need to kill them, blah, blah, blah. No trust, etc., etc. And it's understandable because he's got his father's memories and all he's seen of Marlene is cruelty. Whereas with Armin, potentially, if he has seen any memories with Berthold's memories, it's probably decent to good to bad, obviously. But decency in terms of the fact that there are some decent Marlenes, potentially, that he's seen there. But with Eren, there is no such thing. He's just seen the cruelty of these guys. So yeah, he would be very pissed and angry. And for us, we can see the very beginnings of the rift forming between these two characters. Isayama, a few years back, said that by the time Attack on Titan nears its end, Armin and Eren would not be close friends. They wouldn't be enemies, but they wouldn't be close like they used to. So potentially, I imagine we're going to get some sort of conflict between these two. Obviously, we're continuing that conflict with Levi and Zeke. Zeke's plan has been revealed now to awaken, to activate the coordinate with him and Eren together. But obviously there's more to it than meets the eye. We don't know what that is yet. Levi suspects him of something more potentially going on. I definitely feel like there's more than meets the eye. I'm wondering if it's related to Kruger potentially. Obviously the theories have been that Kruger, recruited Zeke ever since he was a child and convinced him to give his parents up. Maybe there's more to it than that. We'll have to see, obviously. And yeah, just like things are looking up and depressed at the same time. But this was definitely a very good progressive character chapter, I guess, in terms of just sort of wrapping up and showing the aftermath. I'm very happy we got a flashback showing how all of this came to be, why they went there in the first place, and how these characters have grown in that time. So that's good. This was a very good chapter, and I can't wait for the next month. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. As always, like and subscribe, whatever, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye!